What's going on, everyone? It's your boy 3 We are back with another video. We're going to talk about State of Decay 2 and give you guys my review. Now, if you watched my previous video where it was my first impressions on the game, I kind of disagree with the fact this game was reviewed low, and simply because I had some fun. I was playing it solo. I had a few hiccups here and there, but I feel like that doesn't mean, you know, the game was trash or terrible. But to the point where I'm at now, this is unacceptable, and I feel like this game should have not released in the current state that it's in. And I feel like Undead Lab should at least pushed it even longer, because what's happening in the game, and now I understand why all these reviews are, you know, shitting on this game, and it's not even because of the content. So let's get right into this. It's not the content. There's content in this game. They actually have a lot of content. There's actually different cities. I didn't know that until I reached a certain point. I was able to go to a different city. There's different people you could recruit and enlist. There's also base building. This game is heavily built around base building, so you have to loot a lot of materials. And when you're someone looking from the outside in, you're looking at it like, okay, cooperative play, we're gonna loot as much as possible to hurry up and base build, you know, make sure that we're not gonna get infected. And if any one of us gets infected, instead of having permadeath, we're gonna be able to, you know, build like this infirmary to heal each other. Because like I said, there's so much content to offer in this game, in my opinion, especially with each character uniquely has their own skills, their own set of abilities. And the fact that you get to upgrade these characters, you get to make deals with people around the city or whatever part of the world that you're in. Also, you know, killing off certain people, stealing their loot and whatnot. I thought that was pretty cool. When I mean by killing other people, I mean just the AI itself. There's gonna be a few encounters where they may have some of the best weapons, and they may try to shoot you, you shoot them back, and in that case you start to loot up their weapons. So I feel like in that aspect, I think that was pretty cool. And I like the fact that this game isn't like that generic survival, we found a cure at the very end. More or less where I'm at in the game, it's still considered to be, listen, we have to build our bases, survive as much as possible, loot as much as possible, and we sort of have like a vaccine to just help us heal instead of becoming infected. So I kind of like that aspect of the game as well. Like I said, everything in this game is fine. There's a lot of content. But what's breaking this game is how unoptimized this game is. This game has game breaking bugs. I had a few hiccups on the solo, but because I felt like this game was being pushed more cooperatively, you would assume that this game would at least be more optimized and stable to play alongside 3 extra players. But no, it is complete dog shit. Now, I streamed with Chase yesterday. We was playing the game. We had some fun. But one major thing to take note is if you're the host, you will not experience the same issues that your, I guess, invited guests will experience. For example, Chase invited me. It took me over 45 minutes just to get into his lobby. I had to actually get on the Xbox One X because the Windows Store wouldn't let me jump into his server. So I had to get off of the Windows Store, jump into that. So that was just one little bug and one issue, right? But as soon as I jumped into his world, all the audio went mute. For example, I had no weapon sound effects, no material sound effects, no dialogue. I didn't know if there were zombies coming around. There's no sound effects to that, you know, regard. But the only sound you would hear is the soundtrack of the game. So I knew something was happening because you would hear like intense music. Do you not see the problem? So I wasn't able to engage much, and because I wasn't able to hear much of the dialogue, I didn't know what we had to do until Chase would tell me, listen, we have to do this. Or yo, you didn't hear that? Or yo, where you're going? Or yo, they're right here. I had to really wait on his command because I did not know what was going on. You guys can see some of the footage here. My shadow was looking kind of crazy. It was all over the place, but I did not hear any gunshots. The reloading was gone. All I heard was the soundtrack of the game. And for that, that's pretty damn shitty. You will not be able to really engage well with this game or really have a good interaction with this game knowing that these types of bugs are happening. I had points where my vehicles, my weapons were disappearing. Some of my challenges were delayed. The dialogue was delayed. Therefore, I wasn't able to continue on to the next mission. So I also wasn't able to find certain cures for certain people. I had people die already in this game. There was a lot that was happening solo as well as I progressed into this game. Now, once again, this game is pretty massive in terms of its city sizes, and I feel like it has a lot of content to offer. But understand, these reviews aren't even about the content. The majority of it is just being so unoptimized, so poorly developed. This game just went through huge development hell. It should have not released in the state that it's in. It is extremely unfair to those who subscribe to Game Pass for this. It is extremely unfair for those who bought the Ultimate Edition, and I'll be damned if people, and I feel bad actually that people would pay the extra 100 or 60, whatever the amount it cost, for that other edition that comes with the bougie ass mask, because this game is so terrible. The point of this game is to really group up with your friends, and you just have the worst experience possible. I'm not able to help out Chase with base building as much. I'm very limited with what I'm able to do. Knowing that I have more materials than him, I figured I can help him, you know, equip more to help base build. I wasn't able to. Maybe that was a bug on my end, but I confirmed that with several other people who had the Ultimate Edition that they were not able to as well. I also recognize the fact that I had only a little bit amount of items to loot, whereas the host had a whole bunch of items. And you would notice because your color is blue and the host color is gold, and I would see like 2 items in each house that was like blue highlighted that I was able to loot, whereas my host wasn't able to loot as many items, so we had to keep making trips back and forth. That got really annoying. There was points of the game where I wasn't able to walk. There was points of the game where my weapon wasn't pulling out. There was also points of the game where I was frozen. I was rubber banding. Like, it comes to the point where this game is not even worth a 68. In my opinion, I will put this shit like a 3 or 4 out of 10. And I don't like reviewing games. I do not like doing that at all. This game, if you have this game, I suggest getting your refund, and I'm not going to wait for them to patch all these issues. You know why? Because like I say, today in our generation of gaming, it's like with a blink of an eye, our attention span moves so fast. We will move on to the next title extremely fast. So when these games release with either no content or with game-breaking bugs, and they want us to wait a couple of weeks to release patches, it's not likely that we're going to come back to this game. So this game is an extreme dub. And I need to correct a lot of people, because there's some people who are misinformed and just don't know the shit that they're talking about. Now, they want to make it seem like, well, State of Decay 1 had bugs, and how come it was still praised and everybody was looking at it good? You know what though? It was a little bit of a buggy game for an Xbox Live arcade game that actually did pretty damn well. That was like $20. So when Undead Labs stated that this was a AAA game multiple times, not only just on Twitter, but on multiple occasions mentioned that this game, and stated that this was a AAA experience and AAA budget game, we expecting a AAA budget type title, not something that's gonna not go gold and just have bugs and glitches all over the place. Not only that, the fact that they're making it seem like because State of Decay 1 has bugs, it's okay to release this game with bugs. It's never okay to release a game with this amount of bugs. There's no way there's bugs with the dialogue and with the story itself. You know, it got like a little bit of a generic story, but still, there's no way there's a delay to that point to where you can't even progress in the story. There's no way that that's acceptable in the game. In any game, I don't give a shit if it's Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, I don't care. Now lastly, before I go, I just want to leave you guys with this and understand where I'm coming from. A couple of years ago, 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, however long ago, during E3, Microsoft had announced Scalebound, Cuphead, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and Crackdown 3. Remember these 5 games. Over the course of its development cycle, we've seen several delays on each of these games since Microsoft put them in the space where they did not belong. Microsoft, or should I say Phil Spencer, made it seem like these games were supposed to be big hit titles. These games since then went through development hell. One of them been canceled, such as Scalebound. The other one has been delayed and we don't know what the hell is going on, which is Crackdown 3. We also have Sea of Thieves, which released with basically no content and really no viewpoint, because the developers themselves said midway they didn't even know what to do with this title. You have State of Decay 2, which came from being an Xbox Live arcade game, but it was an exclusive to Microsoft. They put it in a space where it did not belong and it went through development hell. The only one to actually succeed, even after revamping a bit of its actual story that it had, was Cuphead. Luckily, that one was able to make it through this whole bullshit of development hell. If you notice, after Phil Spencer started talking and praising these 5 games, because they had no other exclusive IPs other than the traditional Forza, Gears, and Halo, these 5 games went through development hell. I hate when people try to make it seem like, no, this was it, this was that. No, Phil Spencer and Microsoft put these 5 teams, or should I say these 5 games, through development hell because of where they were placing these games at, trying to match off as these huge titled games. If not, you wouldn't have been seeing the budget for the marketing for this game being so damn strong. You would have never seen the team really trying to update you guys, and we would have never seen that many delays. Honestly, State of Decay 2 was a very simple title. Sea of Thieves was a very simple title. Crackdown was a very simple title. Very ambitious, to be quite honest. That's why it's going through so much development hell. But most of these games that Phil mentioned were going through development hell after he praised them to be some of the best Xbox exclusive titles to release. And since then, one by one, they've been releasing and they've been flopping heavy, except for Cuphead. We don't even know what the hell is happening with Crackdown 3, and we already seen what happened with Scalebound. So I leave you with this. When I make these statements about these Xbox titles and all the shit that's going on, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why I critique so much. And with what's going on with State of Decay 2, this shit is completely unacceptable. And if you are looking to buy this game, I suggest you hold back. Now, I will say me and Chase will still stream this game, and we will manage to, because a lot of you guys in the comment section during the live stream was really fucking with it. Because once again, State of Decay 2 is not a trash game. It's fun to play because of the content. It's trash because of how unoptimized it is. And because it's so game-breaking, bugged out, it makes you hate the shit. But I'm out of here. It's your boy 3MG. You guys drop your comments in the comment section below. Are you still looking to buy this game? Shit, because I wouldn't even suggest you buy this game until they fully patch this shit up. I don't want to hear no excuses, yo. I'm out of here. It's your boy. Peace.